Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching Expoz on March 2, 2017, 2:06 a.m. Birmingham. Topic, well, I don't know what to title this thing, but different titles. There's a lot of news here, and the very last subject has blown me away. Also, two things that I thought, that I said in my opinion. Now I'm reading what I said was my opinion could be very true after all. And these things I said up to 10 years ago. Number one, Russian diplomats. Really not a safe job to have today. The past 60 days, 6 have died and 1 in New York City. Investigations going on and have not proven what the result was on either, other than natural or heart attack. 1 they said was killed by a gun, and it was found hidden under a sink. But 6, all close to Putin, died in the last 60 days. Okay, there's some crazy stuff here. Great inception about an inquiry to the Amorites. I did this in a blog. Babylon, Og, and the angels who sinned. I have never read this in the Bible, but it was brought to my attention today. And actually the other day, and I had to look it back up and find it because I thought I misread it. So I'm going to tell you about that in just a moment. But here, a little bit of other news. Is the ancient temple menorah hidden at the Vatican? Legend says yes. Well, I believe it's still under the old temple. I think it's in the hands of the Jews. The public shall have a say allowing modification of our germline genetic code into modern Nephilim. I did a blog about that. In the blog, I specified that I thought that, again, in my opinion, that the Islamic Muslim terrorists had in part in them Nephilim DNA. I did that a few days ago, and now I'm reading it for the first time. So some of these things, there's been a dozen or more that I've mentioned had popped up years later, verifying or second guessing, or rather guessing it what I said is probably true. And again, I told you that these things come to me out of nowhere, and I'm gonna go short of saying that they're from God because I don't know. And I did a blog also about this very same thing, and tagged the Muslim terrorists as having Nephilim DNA in them, and I still believe that. And again, I heard it on Skywatch TV from Derek Gilbert today. Are human hybrids. And I did this blog twice, and one of them recently. Or something else. Are human animal hybrids beast? Or are they something else? Well, the blog I did the other night, I mentioned about a portal had opened, and a Native American had set up a time-lapse camera that every movement will video or film for 30 seconds. And she saw this thing come out of nowhere, take one leap, and clear 2 trucks in a car and a fence. The leap was 40 feet in distance and 15 feet in height. And it resembled the upper body of a wolf and the lower body of something with very long legs. So I've done this, I've mentioned this multiple times in the past that they're seeing things in the Native American lens out in the West. And they are. And this came up today again on Skywatch. Josh Peck, new evidence supports the strange idea that the universe is a hologram. I disagree 100%. I don't believe that for nothing. I do not believe it. And let me tell you why. And right here, what a lot of people have been saying for a very long time, you take these points at space, right here and right here, but yet you bend them together, you create a wormhole, and all of a sudden you can go from one to the other in a matter of hours rather than a matter of 10 light years. Universe can't be a hologram. You can't fold it. You can't bend it. You can't shape it. It could be a scroll, not a hologram. You can't roll up a hologram. You can't a scroll. You can't bend space and time through a hologram. You can through a scroll. So I wanted to put my 2 cents in there. Okay. NSA and feared physics could hide entire cities in time and space. And I say no. Again, you can't do that. But they can be changed in space and distance by a hologram. You can project a hologram of the skyline of New York City 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 miles out into the Atlantic. And if we know there are bombers coming, then they'll bomb that hologram city that they see. Hitler did this, but not through a hologram, but did it by just changing the lighting of this city to make it look like this city. This city was vacant. This city was full of people, but they went in, the French, and bombed that city. And they did the same thing to Hitler, causing Hitler to bomb the wrong cities that had no population in them. So that can be done. And but I'm getting to something here that really got me scratching my head, guys. I don't know about this. Mount Etna, by the way, in Sicily, it's blown its cork and it's shooting lava up to 200 feet high. But they said, no danger, don't worry about it. I would be. But did Jesus go and preach or offer some forgiveness to some of the falling angels? We're talking about the ones that fell, the watcher angels. Some were put in. Well, when I get to the everlasting, I got something to tell you there. 1 Peter 3, 19 and 20. Chapter 3, verse 19 and 20. Jesus Christ went to preach to the group of evil spirits in their prisons following his resurrection. Why did Jesus go and preach there to the imprisoned spirits? And we shall comment on the significance of this and try and answer this question. Well, somebody did try, and they made a fairly good. Well, let me go. Matthew 25 and 41. The word everlasting fire may have been mistranslated as burned or refined rather than everlasting. That one I've got to study deeply. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 3, and Colossians chapter 1, verse 15 through 20. The scriptures definitely includes the reconciliation of all fallen angels through the blood that Jesus shed on the cross. I'm reading that. The scriptures definitely includes the reconciliation of all fallen angels. Or I didn't say all, it says, well, it does, of all fallen angels through the blood of Christ shed on the cross. For me, I have got homework to do because I'm not into this, not just yet, but yet I read what it's saying. But when someone said the word may have been misrepresented, then I need to go and read into that. But it's some news that's interesting. I thought you'd want to know. And what I'm going to say, guys, those who are lost, they may be refined through a fire, but maybe just that, refined, made pure, and then come back to paradise. We don't know. Jody Wolf Expoz.